Now, Mr. John Lund on the Bromo Seltzer Hollywood Star Playhouse. Bromo Seltzer presents Hollywood Star Playhouse. Tales of suspense, thrills, adventure by Hollywood's finest writers with Hollywood's top stars. Portions of this program are transcribed, and it's brought to you by Bromo Seltzer. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Herbert Rawlinson. Welcome to the Bromo Seltzer Hollywood Star Playhouse. Are you lucky, or do you feel sorry for yourself every time you hear of someone who is lucky enough to win a lot of money, a whole lot of money? Well, maybe you'll change your mind about such things when you meet Eddie White, as portrayed by Mr. John Lund in They Call Me Lucky.
What if I was to tell you that this is the luckiest day of your life? You'd laugh, huh? You see? You're smiling already. That's the trouble. People don't take me serious enough anymore. Even they didn't take me serious enough till they saw me with a gun. But by the time I was finished with them, hey, look, you're not smiling anymore. Good. Now you're ready to listen, to find out why this is the luckiest day of your life. But first, you want to know how come they call me lucky? Well, it started a few years ago. At that time, I had no more idea that I could be lucky than you have now. Less even. You see, I was running a little hot shop back east, when all of a sudden, one morning, he walked into my place.
Hello, Lucky.
What's the matter? Can't you even read? The name is right out there in the window. Eddie White.
Oh, I can read, all right. In 5 languages I can read. Picked it up in my travels, you know.
Look, Mr.
They call me Midge, Lucky.
Well, Midge, I'm not interested in the story of your life. If you got something to hock, get down to business. Otherwise, travel some more.
Oh, sure, I got something to hock. In a way.
In what way? Because if you're trying to work me for a touch...
Oh, no, it's strictly business.
Well, then come to the point.
Okay. Ever before see one of these?
Some kind of a ticket.
The kind that can win you $100,000, maybe.
Maybe is right. Come on, get out of here. I don't gamble.
Don't you? Every hour of the day. Every day of your life you gamble, and you win.
Oh, I do, huh?
Sure, it's a gamble every time that door opens. A gamble that somebody isn't coming in to hold you up, maybe kill you. It's a gamble every time you drive up to an intersection. Because how do you know some crazy driver won't smash into you, huh?
Okay, philosopher, but I'm still not laying out the price of that ticket.
Who's asking you to?
Go on. Let's have the pitch.
Well, you see, it's been days since I had a square meal. Or a place to flop. For $2. For $2, I'll make you fit the name Lucky. Yeah, I'll give you half interest in this ticket and let you hold it.
Don't do me such favors.
$1 then.
No.
Oh, but the ticket's worth $100,000.
Oh, sure.
Listen, I got a hunch about this ticket. I'm funny that way.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
But think how you'll feel if it does win.
I'm too busy thinking how I'll feel when it doesn't.
Oh, but for a measly $1.
You don't understand. Me, I've been in this place 10, going on 11 years. You hear a lot of fancy stories running a hock shop. And at first, I fell for all of them.
Yeah.
But finally, I swore I'd never again be a sucker. So long.
Yeah, but look. All right, make it a $50.
Can't you get it through that thick skull of yours what I'm saying? It's the principle.
Listen, another week and the race will be run. 50 cents for a chance to make $50,000. Lucky?
Quit calling me Lucky. Besides, if there was anything to it, would you trust me with the ticket? Oh, no. Why, I might keep the whole 100,000.
Oh, not a chance, because the ticket's registered in my name.
Oh?
Yeah, that's right. You see, I'm the one that has to get the official notification. So you'll need me. And you're the one that'll have the ticket. So I'll need you.
They don't pay off without the ticket?
Money goes to charity, then. Well, how about it? Lucky?
What you ought to call me is sucker. Yeah, that's how I come to bet on the sweepstakes. Me that had never bet on a thing in my life. But after he walked out of the place, I could have kicked myself. It wasn't the 50 cents, see? It was being played for a sucker. For that same reason, I decided not to tell Mary about it, my wife. I always told her everything that went on down at the place, but this was different. And every day made it more different.
You tossed all night again, Eddie. I wish you'd go to the doctor.
Oh, no, Mary. I'm all right.
But this has been coming on you now for almost a week. Sit down. Toast is ready.
I'm not really hungry.
Oh, I'm worried about you, Eddie.
Oh, now... Mary.
I'm listening.
Mary. What if I was to bring home $50,000?
50,000. Eddie, don't go down to the store today. Take some time off, a rest, or...
Don't look at me like that, Mary. I know I'm a big fool, but I'm not out of my head. Only thing that's wrong with me is today they run the sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes?
Yeah, you know, the big horse race.
What's a horse race got to do with you, Eddie?
Well, I wasn't going to tell you, but now that I got you so worried... Well, some bum sold me a half interest in the sweepstakes ticket for 50 cents.
So?
Well, it's kept growing on me. Kept getting worse and worse, until now I think about it all the time. I even dream about it. I can't understand what's happened to me. Don't laugh at me, Mary.
I'm not laughing. Eat your bacon and eggs before they get cold.
Just think, Mary. Just think what we could do with that $50,000. A big new house.
There's nothing wrong with this one.
A piano for Ruthie. Maybe even a baby grand.
She wouldn't practice anyway.
And for Jimmy, a new bicycle with all those fancy gadgets.
Eddie, we'll get along fine without the $50,000.
Oh, sure we will, sure. But what if I do win?
Please, Eddie, listen to me.
You don't get it at all, do you? Look, soon as the race is over today, I'll be myself again. It's the suspense.
All right, Eddie. Now eat your breakfast.
Just as soon as I've shown you the ticket. You see, this fella... Mary,
What?
the ticket. I had it folded up in my watch pocket. It's gone. Somebody stole the ticket.
For heaven's sake, Eddie, control yourself.
Control myself? What you don't know is no ticket, no money. I gotta find a ticket.
Eddie, come back here.
What?
Don't you remember I put out your other suit this morning?
Oh, of course. Quick, Mary. You didn't empty the pockets like you always do when you get ready to send my clothes to the cleaners. You didn't throw away the folded piece of paper in the watch pocket. Mary, answer me.
No, I didn't throw it away.
Then where is it? Well, don't just stand there. It might be worth $50,000.
I'll go get it. But I hope and pray it isn't worth anything, Eddie. For your sake. For all our sakes.
It wasn't until the papers came out with the sweepstakes results that I found out the worst part of all. Found out that I didn't even know the name of the fellow who sold me the half interest in the ticket, except that they called him Midge. Of all the bonehead tricks a guy could pull, because now I still didn't know whether I'd won or lost. You see, the papers gave the names of quite a few American winners. Maybe my man was one of them. Not for 100,000, maybe 75, 60, 40, 30. If only I knew, one way or another. If only it was over with. What? Oh, it's you, Pete.
You still jump out of your skin every time the door opens, eh? You're still waiting for that ticket guy to show up, huh?
Oh, I'll get over it, I guess.
Well, you better hurry up. It's been a month now, and hey, you look terrible.
Yeah, I feel terrible, too.
Can't figure you out at all, Eddie. Now, me, for instance, I've bought tickets for every sweepstakes that was ever run, but it don't affect my blood pressure one bit. Even though the only good I get out of them is just to keep them for souvenirs. I got quite a collection of these things. I got them stacked all over.
Yeah. Let's talk about something else, huh?
It's okay by me. Anyway, I came in about the rubbish. Hey, you didn't put it out for me.
You mean I forgot again? And I had it all ready. I left the box right here in the middle of everything, see?
Yeah, well, I'll bring the box back in as soon as I empty it into my truck.
Wait.
Huh?
I made up my mind, Pete.
What about?
This ticket.
Yeah?
You see? I'm tearing it up and throwing it in the rubbish.
Oh, that's good for you, Eddie.
Now, it's finally over with. Finished. Pete, I feel better already. That night, I ate like a horse. I slept like a baby. Well, a week of that, a week without once thinking of what it'd be like to have a winning sweepstakes ticket, and I was myself again. And Mary, She was herself, too. Kids in bed?
Sound asleep already. Oh, how'd things go today, Eddie?
Oh, you know, as usual. How about you?
As usual.
You know, I've been sitting here thinking. It's such a long time since I took you anywhere. How about getting the girl next door to come in while we slip out to a movie, huh?
If you want to, Eddie. But you don't have to, for my sake. I like just sitting like this.
Me too. Mary. How long since I told you I love you?
It doesn't matter. As long as I know you do.
But I want you to know that I've never loved you more than, well, you know, since it happened.
Let's not even talk about that, Eddie. I can't bear to think of what it was doing to you.
Well, don't worry. It'll never happen again. Now, what the...
I'll go. Before the doorbell wakes up the children. Yes?
Oh, I'm looking for the Eddie White that runs a hot shop.
Who shall I say?
Would you just tell him it's...
No. It can't be.
Well, hello. You don't know what a time I had locating you. I've called on pretty near every Eddie White in the phone book.
What do you want?
He doesn't have to ask. He knows.
Not...
Sure. The sweepstakes ticket.
But I tore it up.
You what?
Tore it up and threw it away. You understand?
But it's been so long.
Long? That $1/2 you gave me, some gorilla cracked my skull and took it away from me. I didn't come to until I'd been in the hospital for a month. And it wasn't until late this afternoon that the cablegram caught up with me.
Cablegram?
Saying that our ticket, the ticket you tore up and threw away, had won the $100 grand.
Bromo Seltzer, the fastest effervescent in the headache field, is bringing you Hollywood Star Playhouse. Tonight, starring Mr. John Lund in They Call Me Lucky. Now, Act 2 of They Call Me Lucky, starring Mr. John Lund.
Yeah. Now you're wondering why anyone would still call me lucky. Me that tore up and threw away a sweepstakes ticket that was worth $100,000. Half of it mine. Well, wait. You'll find out. Yeah. Wait till I come to the part about the gun. Oh, but there I go. Getting ahead of my story.
Come on, step on it.
You want us to get killed?
Serves you right, that's all I've got to say. Takes a ticket worth $100 grand and tears it up and throws it away.
Midge, how many times do I have to remind you? I waited a month after the race, 4 whole weeks before... Hey, this must be the house.
Come on, then.
Gee, you'd think a fella in business, even the rubbish business, would have a telephone. But no.
Looks like he ain't even home.
Maybe he's asleep. Rubbish men have to get up so early in the morning.
He must be the soundest sleeper.
Pete!
Hey, who's breaking down? Eddie White. Hi.
Pete, listen. You remember that sweepstakes ticket?
For this, you wake me up in a...
Answer his question. Do you remember that sweepstakes ticket?
Who's the tough guy, Eddie?
I'll really get tough if you don't answer.
Please. Look, Pete, this is the fellow who sold me the half interest in the ticket for 50 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the ticket.
And you remember me tearing it up and throwing it in the rubbish?
So?
Pete, you don't burn the rubbish, do you?
Yeah, some no.
Oh, what do you mean, some yes, some no? What we gotta know is, did you burn that torn-up ticket?
Paper I never burn unless it gets mixed up with the other combustible.
Oh, what do you do with paper?
Bail it.
Can you bail this?
Why do you wake me up from a sound sleep to ask me these questions?
Because if we can find all the pieces of the torn ticket, Pete, it'll be worth $100,000.
$100,000?
Yeah.
Oh, it's killing me, Pete. Have a heart and tell us, will
Yeah,
you?
tell us. If you bailed it, where's the bail?
Well,
You didn't sell it to some junkyard. Not that, Pete.
No, not that, no. Wait, I'll get some clothes on. We'll go find the bail.
Pete took us to a shed that was piled as high as its corrugated roof with all kinds of junk. In one corner, next to a big press, stood 6 bales of paper. Pete took a pair of snippers and cut the wires on one of them. Then Midge and I started taking it apart, scrap by scrap. Pete!
Huh?
It's the wrong bail.
What do you mean it's the wrong bail?
Oh, we didn't find it, did we?
Not even one scrap of the ticket. And we picked through the bail now twice.
Pete, it's gotta be the wrong bail.
But I tell you...
You made a mistake, Pete. Don't stand there shaking your head. You made a mistake.
Think, man, think.
Well,
If we find it, we'll... Yeah. We'll cut you in for $5,000.
10.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm positive... Wait a minute.
Yeah?
You thought of something?
Yeah, it could be the next one. Yeah. Yeah, I bailed at just about the same time.
Okay. Cut it open. Cut it open!
Eddie!
Huh? Oh, it's you, Mary.
I've been hunting for you since daybreak, Eddie. Where were you all night?
Here, Mary. We've been right here. The three of us.
Yeah. We've been picking through this mess of paper. Took apart every bail.
But no ticket.
No ticket.
We didn't find one scrap, Mary. Not even one scrap.
Eddie, you look so pale and you're shaking. Oh, please, Eddie. Please, you'll come home with me now.
Yeah. I'll come home with you now. Huh?
Eddie! Eddie!
Well, they had me there in that hospital for 5 weeks. Me, that had never missed a day down at the hock shop in 10 going on 11 years. Yeah, 5 weeks of just laying in bed, trying not to think about the $50,000.
Is it too cold for you, Eddie? Because if it is, I could roll up the window.
Huh?
Such a nice day for you coming home. I heard Jimmy saying to Ruthie this morning that he knew all the time it wouldn't rain today because Daddy was getting out of the hospital.
Mary,
Yes, Eddie?
I swear to you, I'll never bet on anything again as long as I live.
It's all right, Eddie.
But all that money it cost to keep me in the hospital, and the business closed down, and how did you ever manage?
You have an unexpected friend, Eddie. A true friend.
I have?
He's been very good to us. It's like a miracle.
Who, Mary? Who is it?
Please, the doctor said you had to watch yourself.
Mary.
Besides, the friend doesn't want me to tell you who he is, so you won't feel obligated.
Mary, who is it?
But we can take all the time we need to pay him back.
Answer me, Mary.
Eddie, Well, all right if you're going to get yourself so worked up. It's Pete, the rubbish man.
Yeah?
You're not surprised?
No. Now that I think of it, I'm not. Mary,
Yes?
turn back. Take me to my friend.
But, Eddie, the children are waiting to see you. And you're supposed to stay in bed for at least another week.
Mary, take me to my friend Pete
But why?
so I can thank him. But Pete didn't live there anymore. He'd even sold his shed. So you see, I couldn't find him to thank him. Not that day, not that week, not that month. But sooner or later I knew I'd find him. Sure I would, sure. All I had to do was keep looking. Mostly in racetracks, from one end of the country to the other. Well, hello, Pete.
Don't bother me, will you? I gotta get a bet down on this. Oh, Eddie White.
Yeah. Step over here where we can talk.
Well, yeah. What are you doing in California, Eddie?
Yes.
Well, no, seriously. I heard you busted up with your family. You were knocking around the country, but I didn't believe that.
Maybe you didn't want to believe it.
Well, yeah, that's true, yeah. You know, I was always your friend.
Sure. You even gave us money when I was in the hospital.
Oh, yeah. You found out about that, huh?
Yeah, I found out.
Uh-huh.
And ever since then, I've been waiting to thank you.
Oh, that's all right, Eddie.
I'm waiting to ask you, Pete. How come you were such a good friend all of a sudden?
Well, Hey, look, Eddie, you wait here, will you? I'll go put my bet down, then I'll come back.
Now, Pete. First, you gotta answer me. How come you were such a good friend all of a sudden?
Hey, look, I felt sorry for you. Hey, please, you're hurting my arm.
Why did you feel that sorry? Was it your fault I couldn't find the torn-up ticket?
Hey, Eddie, well, what are you asking such crazy questions? You know the answer to that.
Sure I do. Sure. But I want to hear your answer.
Hey, Eddie, my arm.
Another question, Pete. Where did you get all that money all of a sudden?
It wasn't so much.
I don't mean only what you gave us. Right at that time, too, you quit your business. You retired. Well?
There was an uncle died, a rich uncle.
Oh, you'd have to be an awful rich uncle, Pete. The way I figure it, you came into $50,000.
$50,000? Oh, no, you're wrong, Eddie. You're all wrong.
I bet that same uncle left Midge $50,000 at the same time. Or could it be that the two of you found the pieces of that sweepstakes ticket?
No, Eddie, where can we find them? Well, you yourself, you went through the whole 6 bales.
Sure I did, sure. But I'd forgot something you told me once. That the only goods you ever got out of sweepstakes tickets was as souvenirs.
Eddie, will you...
You had it all the time, Pete. You needed Midge, but you didn't need me. So as soon as I was out of the way, the two of you took the souvenir and collected the $100,000.
No, Eddie, no.
I'm gonna kill you, Pete. Unless I get my share. The least I deserve is a 3-way split. 1/3 of $100,000, Pete. Or I'll pay off in lead.
No, all that Mission may have left is $2, Eddie. Just $2 to put on a horse in this race. I swear to you.
Hey, Pete. There you are. I couldn't imagine what was keeping... Oh.
Hello, Midge.
Hey, what goes? Huh?
Hi, Mitch. Hey, what do you know? Eddie here, he's got the crazy idea to...
Grab his gun!
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. So now you understand why they still call me Lucky. You see, I shot them both, but not fatal. Because if it had been fatal, well, would I be out of the pen so soon? Yeah, now you know the whole story. Except that someday I'm gonna make it all up to my family. And I got a hunch that it'll be real soon. You see, that's why I say this is the luckiest day of your life. You don't get it, huh? Well, it's been days since I had a square meal or a place to flop. So, I'm gonna sell you a half interest in this sweepstakes ticket for $50. A chance to win $50,000 for 50 cents. It happened to me, it can happen to you. What do you say, Lucky?
John, you've done it again. That was great. Thanks a lot.
Well, Herb, I really got a kick out of doing this one. And out of working again with Barbara Fuller, Sheldon Leonard, and Sidney Miller. Thanks, folks. Oh, and say, Herb, how would you like a chance to win $50,000?
Thank you, John. No. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce Dean Stockwell, the star of next week's play. And now, here is Norman Brokenshire.
Thank you very much, Herb. Say there, neighbor, when you want fast, effective 3-way relief from a headache, take Bromo Seltzer. Yes, sir, Bromo Seltzer helps your headache not just 1 or 2, but 3 ways. Now, here's the way it works. When you get a headache, if you'll notice, you'll probably have an upset stomach with it, caused by excess stomach acidity. Your nerves become jumpy and jangled, too. Well, now that's the time for Bromo Seltzer's speedy 3-way help. Because Bromo Seltzer goes to work at once, easing the pain of that headache. Bromo Seltzer soothes your upset stomach by neutralizing the excess acid in your stomach, and it calms those jittery, jangled nerves. As for speed, why, the very second you add water to a teaspoonful of Bromo Seltzer, it bubbles up so sparkling and refreshing, so ready to help your headache all 3 ways, right away. Bromo Seltzer is the fastest effervescent in the headache field. So don't let a headache make you miserable. Keep Bromo Seltzer handy at home and where you work. It's on sale at all drugstore fountains and counters. Get Bromo Seltzer today and be ready at all times to fight headache 3 ways. Bromo Seltzer, Bromo Seltzer, Bromo Seltzer.
John Lund may now be seen in the Paramount production, The Mating Season. Paramount's current release is Appointment with Danger, starring Alan Ladd, Phyllis Calvert, and Jan Sterling. Tonight's play was written especially for Mr. Lund by Bernice Zim, with music composed and conducted by Jeff Alexander. The entire production was under the direction of Jack Johnstone. And now here is the star of next week's thrilling story on Hollywood Star Playhouse, Dean Stockwell.
You read in the newspapers about kids getting caught by cops. Kids even charged with murder. And me, I always figured it could happen to some other guy. Now I know different. Now I know how it feels to get caught in the trap.
Dean, you make the trap sound like a honey for next week, and thanks. On tonight's program, all characters and incidents were fictitious. Any similarity to actual characters or incidents is purely coincidental. Portions of this program were transcribed. And now this is Herbert Rawlinson saying goodnight for all of us here on the Hollywood Star Playhouse.